Not just a great player, but a great person as well. Nice to see. The big story in the weather that lots of people are talking about is the wind last night. That was something else.
You could hear that against the house for sure last night and early this morning. Our maximum wind gust in Calgary was 80 kilometers per hour. That was around 1 a.m. So it was a gusty night. We talked about those gusts picking up last night and in through early this morning. Then it died down for the afternoon and for right now, but they're likely going to pick up again around the midnight hour. -9 is our current base temperature with the wind chill. The wind's picking up here and there, but overall relatively calm right now. It does feel more like -15 in Calgary. Okay, looking at more base temperatures here, -9 downtown. Big Four Motors, Calgary's original Jeep store and more, and Tizah Park is also at -9 again, with the wind chill feeling more like the mid-teens. Okay. We're getting even colder from here. We're not done yet. So for the morning hours with the wind chill, it will feel like -29, which means you could get frostbite in about half an hour to exposed skin. So something to take seriously. By the afternoon with the wind chill feeling more like -23, so not much of an improvement even in the afternoon hours.
Well, this is the kind of weekend when you hesitate to go outside. You know, you have to walk the dog, you have to maybe go to the grocery store. But even those short trips could be chilling.
Yeah, and I think we haven't had this very much this winter so far, but when you can get frostbite in a matter of 30 minutes, that's something to take seriously. As we get into tomorrow morning, that's that risk because of the wind chill. The winds will be strong, the temperatures will be colder than they are now, and that gives us that kind of risk. Okay, checking out temperatures, wind gusts here. This is a look at the maximum wind gusts we had today. Now, we talked yesterday about these wind gusts being last night, which I'm sure you heard that against your house, and early this morning. So these are the wind gusts we had early in the morning, and then it died down since then, which is some good news for us. We had a calmer afternoon. 80 kilometers per hour, though, in Calgary, 50 for Pincher Creek, closer to 80 in the Lethbridge area, and just over 70 in Medicine Hat, close to 80 in Brooks. So certainly gusty. We are going to pick up again with the gusts up to 60 kilometers per hour for many communities. Calgary, Lethbridge, Pincher Creek, Crowsnest Pass over to Medicine Hat. We have that possibility of 60 kilometer per hour gusts starting at about midnight and carrying in through early tomorrow morning. Wind chill's back, of course. Don't need to tell you that. I'm sure you've been outside for at least a sneak peek of this. -15 is what it feels like right now with the wind chill in Calgary. The values in the blue here, that's the wind chill. -11 in Drumheller, -16 in Lethbridge and Pincher Creek, and for Medicine Hat, -18. So certainly a chill in the air. We're going to cool down even further as we go here as this Arctic air plummets in from the north. You can see this little pocket of snowfall here at this point. You can barely see what's moving through Calgary. Things are intensifying a little bit as they get here. So we are looking at the potential of getting some more flurries. Again, in parts of the city, as you've seen from our live hits, the reporters out there, Alicia was in some snowfall, Tim was not. So in parts of the city, we are getting some snowflakes. We may get about another centimeter in some areas, and then it should quiet down. So as you can see, those pockets of snow possible, even through the overnight hours tonight, but then things clear out. We'll still have the cloud cover for tomorrow morning, but then that clears out, as you can see here, later in the day. So by tomorrow afternoon, we should get some sunshine out there. Okay, you've heard of the polar vortex many times, that cold air that's mainly predominantly stuck at the poles, slumping to the south. So that's more of something that they're dealing with east of us, but we're going to still get a lot of this cold air, Arctic air from the north. We are looking at this ridge, though, starting to build in by Monday. So it's really, really cold for the weekend, but then we'll notice a difference starting on Monday. So -15 is our high for tomorrow. Again, keep in mind, getting to that more dangerous cold level, -29 with the wind chill tomorrow morning. We'll stay in those mid-teens for our daytime highs for the weekend, but then you can see we start to get to warmer temperatures, -5 for Monday, and then +1 above the freezing mark by Tuesday.
If you are going skiing this weekend, you'll be creating your own wind chill along with the wind chill that's already there, right?
Yeah, so tomorrow morning with gusts up to 50, 60 kilometers per hour.
Wow.
Plus flying down the mountain, plus it being in the -teens.
That's cold.
I would, make sure you got the goggles and then you cover up all the skin. all the skin. And you know, some people will be out there loving every second of it. Okay, -10 is the current temperature. Today's high was -7. Normal is -3. So we're not that far below normal. It is mid-January here. Key thing for tomorrow morning with the wind chill, it will feel like -29 in Calgary. That means you could get frostbite in a matter of half an hour for exposed skin. So it's a cold start to the day. We're only looking at it feeling more like -23 in the afternoon. So no huge improvement. So -teens base temperatures for the weekend. Basically cold all weekend, small chance of flurries here and there, but we start to move on up again by Monday with a high of -5.
Let's bring Danielle in now. So that wind was something. Is it going to be like that again tonight?
Well, the maximum wind gust last night through the overnight hours was 80 kilometers per hour. We're looking at the winds picking up again tonight up to 60 kilometers per hour. So yes, windy tonight, but not as windy as last night. And it should die down in the early hours of tomorrow morning. But I will say this, colder air will continue to rush in, so by tomorrow morning, it will be quite a difference once again. -10 is the temperature right now, the base temperature, but with the wind chill, it feels more like -16. So when we talk about it cooling down even further, tomorrow morning, we're looking at a wind chill of -29. So at that point, you can get frostbite to exposed skin within 30 minutes. So this is certainly cold to take seriously for tomorrow. By the afternoon, -15 is the base temperature, feeling more like -23 with the wind chill, so not much of an improvement even in the afternoon. I'll have more details coming up, Tara.
Let's bring Danielle back in now as we look ahead to our 5-day forecast. It starts with another blustery night.
Ooh, yes, and be prepared. If you think it's cold today, it's much colder for the weekend, especially in the morning hours. So before we get into all those details, here's a look at maximum wind gusts for today. Again, all of these communities really seeing their gusts early this morning, and mainly those overnight hours. 80 in Calgary, 74 in Medicine Hat, 78 in Brooks and Lethbridge, 50 in Pincher Creek. I will say this though, while the winds have calmed down for the afternoon hours as we talked about, we're looking at them picking up again by around the midnight hour for most communities, up to about 60 kilometers per hour. So that's Calgary included in that, and areas to the south. It should start to die out again tomorrow morning, and the afternoon should be a little calmer, but we are dealing with wind chill, absolutely. With the wind chill right now, it feels like -15 in Calgary, feels like -20 in Pincher Creek, and -19 in Medicine Hat. So absolutely frigid now, and it will continue to get colder. All right, here's a look at a couple pockets of snowfall. You can see they're tracking mainly to the south, so we still have the potential of getting a couple isolated flurries, pockets of flurries here and there, especially through the overnight hours. I'm going to play this through so you can see those overnight hours and what you can expect here. And basically by the time, this is a look at 11:30 tonight, and then mainly clearing out in those overnight times. And then we do have the residual cloud cover for the morning hours tomorrow, but then that will make its way out for the afternoon. So we should get the sunshine in the afternoon. Typically sunshine helps things feel a little warmer. It won't help that much. Okay, upper air analysis. You've heard of the polar vortex, which is essentially frigid air stuck at the poles, and sometimes that is able to expand and track south, and that's exactly what's happening here. Now to the east of us, they're going to see the coldest of it, wind chill values in the -40s. For us though, we're going to get this strong wind out of the north that's going to pull in that Arctic air for us, which is why we're going to cool down even further for the weekend. But by Monday, if you check out your timestamp here, we're going to catch the edge of this ridge of high pressure, and that's going to help things warm up again early next week. So looking at your 5-day forecast, you can see -15 as our high for tomorrow. Keep in mind though, for tomorrow morning with the wind chill of -29, you can get frostbite in a matter of a half an hour. So this is of course cold to take seriously. You're looking at cold temperatures and wind chills in the -20s for the entire weekend. But again, that warmer air starts to kick in on Monday, -5. Okay, how do you not move or dance a little to that music right there? Okay, Skywatch weather camera. You can see visibility reduced a little bit. We do have snowflakes falling in some parts of the city. We did get a dusting in some parts of the city as well. And we still have the potential of some isolated flurries here and there, especially through the overnight hours. And then that clears out for tomorrow. As that clears out though, that drags in even colder air from the north, which we'll talk about. -10 is the current temperature. Our high was -7 today, and we're going to get colder than this. So wind chill right now, feeling more like -15 in Calgary, -20 in Pincher Creek, -19 in Medicine Hat, and -14 in Lethbridge. Yes, it's chilly. It will continue to cool down. You can see that flow from the north. Again, we have these pockets that will track towards the south, so we can still see a few flurries here and there. Don't be surprised. And that can reduce visibility a little bit, make roads slick at times. So keep your eye out for that. But that, again, clears out early tomorrow morning. It will be gusty tonight. But then that will start to tame down tomorrow morning as well. Okay, tomorrow in Salmon Arm and Kamloops, -2 degrees. Mainly cloudy for the southern interior BC, and Edmonton as well, -19 as a high. Olds -17, Calgary -15, Drumheller -19, Lethbridge -13, Medicine Hat -17. These are just base temperatures. With the wind chill, it will feel well into the -20s, and in the morning close to those -30s. So a frigid start to the day for the next couple of days. But as you can see, after this weekend, temperatures will start to rise, -5 by Monday, and by Tuesday we should be back above the freezing mark. Okay.
No kidding. Okay, thank you, Glenn. Final peek at the weather. It's going to be cold the next couple of days.
So I have early morning hockey with the boys tomorrow. And with the wind chill, it will feel like -29.
Oh, yikes.
You know, one of those mornings you just want to stay in bed.
Yes.
In the warmth, yes. Because -29, you can get wind chill in about 30 minutes. Anyway, so it's serious cold this weekend. Keep that in mind. But we're going to catch the edge of a ridge of high pressure by Monday. So that will start to drive our temperatures back up. So you got to get through these couple of days. And I mean, it is mid-January, so let's be honest. We got to expect this kind of cold here and there. Okay, weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. And this one was sent in from Shannon. This is in Canmore. Amazing dog sledding. So maybe not this weekend.
It would be cold.
Yeah.
Really cold.
You'd have to protect all the skin pieces. But, I mean, another weekend where it's maybe a little warmer, that's a fun way to spend an afternoon.
Absolutely.
In Canmore, you see the mountains. Super cool.
Fantastic.
You know who wouldn't mind that weather? The dogs.
That's right.
Right.
They're gung-ho. Thanks for your company tonight. Have a terrific weekend.